Hello friends, welcome to my channel SushantChessWise. Today we are at the next topic of our ongoing series which was based on the passed pawn. Today we are going to see what are the other ways to win with an extra pawn. Right now in both these positions we will not have a passed pawn readily and we are also unable to make a passed pawn. We will see. Let's go to the first case here. White has extra pawn. Generally what happens, one plays his king up, king f3, king f4, and then we go f3, h3 and g4. The extra pawn, the pawn in whose front there is no enemy pawn, that becomes the passer usually. But in this case you see there are no pawns on the other side. So if we have a g passer at the end, the black king will do is it will manage to f6 and g6, and with a pawn on g4, king on f6, the game will be drawn. So here white has to use another method, which is a three-step maneuvering. The king first attacks from the front, opponent tries to manage opposition, and then see we try to snatch the move. Let's see how. So we go king f3, king g7 or f7, king f4, king f6. See, necessary to stop entry from g5 and e5. And now white will use the pawn. See, he plays h4. Generally what happens, we never do this kind of thing. We never block the pawns because here we want to make. But when pawns are on the same side, this method is absolutely important. Now we are forcing the black king to choose one of the sides. If he goes e6, we jump on g5. The king enters from the side. This is the third phase, final phase of the maneuvering. Means first we bring the king front, opponent take opposition, we waste the pawn move, put him in a zugzwang, and then we finally enter from the side, which is also often called outflanking. So now see, after kg6 forced, white goes ke5, kg7, and white wins both the pawns. See, king f5, kh6, king f6 opposition, yet again king h7, and see kg5 gone. After kg7, kh5, white has three passers. He will win the game very easily. So now we will see, with the help of this current knowledge, how we will be able to tackle the second position very easily. Otherwise, this position, as I assume, is far more complex. Here the main reason white is able to convert this game is due to the power of the bishops. See, the black bishop is really bad because his pawns are already stuck on its own color. Okay, and for white you can see the bishop and the pawns, they are on different colors. So what happens, white gets access to both the colors, means the squares e5 g5 can be attacked, and also the white squares both can be attacked. And you will soon notice that black cannot do the same. So see, white starts same way, king f3, kg7, king f4, king f6, and now see the bishop becomes really powerful. White goes bd3. First, we want the bishop to get stuck to one of the sides. Of course, bg6 plays in our hand because we can use this pin very soon. Here, see, white goes h3, good move, forcing the bishop back to h7, because if king e6, kg5, the king enters, you can see the pawn on f5 would be lost by force. So bh7, and now white goes g4 using the pin of this f pawn. The bishop is hanging, see. So hg, hg, bishop moves, and white just takes bishop f5, making the task very easy. Bishop goes away. Of course, bishop into f5, gf, king moves, king g5 or e5, kg7, f6, kf7, kf8. See, this plan is very easy. Just waste the pawn move, put him in a zugzwang, king moves away, f7, kg7, ke7. This is a very easy technique. You can check out all these from my playlist. I will try to put it in the description. Whole king and pawn and game playlist is there. You can easily master these techniques from there. Black's best chance is to keep the bishop on. So he goes bishop e8 here, and now g5 check, king moves away, kg4, and what we will do is we will always put the bishop and the pawns on different colors. So plan will be what? Play f4, then take the bishop away maybe here, and then go f5, then f6 first. Always the pawns go to opposite color of the bishop. We want to guard both the colors. Remember this technique is very useful when the bishops are of same color. So now see, be6 was played. This is the main move. White tries to go from the other side, bb5, black stops, bf7. Here, if he plays c bishop to c8, of course b8, h pawn is lost, h4, gh4. Many people wonder how to win this. There is a simple technique. Put this h pawn till h6, rearrange this bishop from b5 to d3, and then ultimately sack this pawn and get f5 for h7, and then white wins very easily with two extra pawns. So after bf7, white goes bd7, first pushes the bishop to become bad, bg6. Now see, this is a really stuck and a bad bishop. So now what happens? White plays the winning move h4. This creates zugzwang. Now the bishop has to go away. The first problem is, see, bh7 is forced. You can see bf7, then bf5 wins on the spot. So bh7, and now we go b8. See, the bad bishop here is not only just bad, right? It lacks space as well. This is the major problem with a defending piece in general. Now see, bg6 force, that's the only way to protect h5. So takes, and we get exactly to the same position as the king and pawn endgame, which we discussed previously. ke5, the king goes to side, king moves, pawn is taken, kh6, kf6, all moves are same. I will just play through the moves. King h7, kg5, kg7, kh5, and white of course won. So before we go any further with how to deal with the blockaders, type of blockaders, I thought this position was important. It taught us how to use the extra pawn. Mainly I wanted to show you the element of zugzwang, which we will use time and again. I hope you must have learned something new from this position. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.